quick disclaimer, I just got out of the shower, hence why I look like this, and also my bra straps are showing, but I don't give a fuck, so you don't need to give a fuck either. Hey mom and random people on the internet watching this right now, it's Zizi from kind of a high angle today. I hope you don't mind, but I'm too lazy to change this whole setup thingy. Today's video is actually a little bit different from what I uploaded this far, because today I wanted to focus on a more serious topic. Now the topic I wanted to talk about is anxiety. The other week I uploaded a vlog which included a rant or story time about my best friend being an absolute asshole about my anxiety, and I got a lot of lovely comments actually, so thanks for that. But I wanted to touch on the subject once again in a separate video. Now in that vlog I also mentioned that I mainly struggle from social anxiety, which in my case just means that I get nervous around different people, for example around strangers, but also around people I'm simply not comfortable with. Now obviously social anxiety or anxiety as a whole is a little bit different for everyone. I also quickly wanted to mention that I'm not a healthcare professional, but I thought it might be helpful to share my experience and also all the little tricks that help me personally to kick anxiety's ass. Before we get started, I'd also love if you left a little comment down below on any tricks that I maybe didn't mention in this video or you just find very helpful when it comes to social anxiety. Because I think all we can do is to try out different little things to maybe tackle our fear one day. And therefore I will just start telling you all the little things that I personally like to do. Okay, let me get up my list. Actually, first tip, make a list on your phone, because that way when you get into a difficult situation you can just pull out your phone, which you normally would always have with you, and then check out your list and maybe the little tricks will help you in the situation. Okay, so the first thing I wrote down, it's kind of an obvious one, but you should always remember that you are not alone and that there are other people struggling with the same issues or just any issue in general, to be honest. Every person on this planet has their own little issue that they're struggling with. And therefore it is also completely fine if you don't feel like you can overcome your fear and go to an event or to a meeting or whatever it might be. However, if you decide to tackle your anxiety, these are all my little tips and tricks that I like to do when preparing for an event. Now for me personally, the preparation is probably the most important step, so I obviously like to know a few details way before the event takes place, so I can really decide if I'm feeling comfortable with it, and I can also figure out how to prepare for it. However, I quickly wanted to mention that this might not work for everyone, because some people might overthink too much, and for them it might be better to be spontaneous. Now something your friends could do is to never force you to go out. For example, you can tell them that you need more time to decide if you want to come, or maybe you can tell them that you will come along eventually, just depending on how you feel. Also, actually on the topic of friends, I think you should try to tell your closest little circle about your issues, because I don't feel like you can expect them to understand you without telling them the truth. It might be difficult for them, but they should always respect and accept you the way you are, and if they don't, they are not your real friends. Let me tell you, I am struggling with that at the moment. Another thing they could actually do to help you before the event is to tell you who's coming. Now I get along with everyone in my friend group, but I know that there are certain people that I tend to feel more anxious around. So if I'm already having a bad day and a hard time going to the event, I probably won't go if those people are coming. So this is actually just a pro tip for everyone who maybe has a friend who struggles with anxiety, or for the people with anxiety to tell your friends about, and that's a simple way they could help you. Okay, so at this point you should definitely have decided if you want to come along or if you will stay at home, which once again is also totally fine. I like to stay at home most of the time. But if you decided to go, congratulations, I'm actually really proud of you, and I will now get into my little routine that I like to do right before the event. Now I personally have quite a list of little things I like to do, so I think it is advisable that you take a lot of time for preparation so you don't feel rushed or stressed, because let me tell you, that's the last thing you want to feel before going to an event that you're actually already feeling anxious about. Okay, so number one thing for me is always to take a long and warm shower. That way I'm simply feeling fresh but also really relaxed. From that point on, I think you should just do anything you can to feel as comfortable as possible. For example, if you're someone that tends to get really nervous about their looks, you should think about an outfit beforehand. For me personally, I always like to wear comfortable stuff, but then I also like to wear something that I'm feeling comfortable in. And what I mean by that is that I like to wear something that my figure looks good in, and I like to do a little bit of makeup, not too much, not too less, and I like to do my hair, so I'm just feeling very comfortable about my body, about my appearance, and therefore I will feel more comfortable in general. Also, on that note, I would actually advise you to wear something that you've maybe worn before, because that way you won't get unsure about your outfit or your appearance later on. However, if you get unsure later on, you can always go to the bathroom, for example, for checking on your makeup or your hair, and while there you can also have a little moment of silence away from the others and just to yourself to calm down. However, I feel like physical preparation isn't everything. You definitely also need to prepare mentally. And what I mean by that is that if you are afraid of certain situations that might be coming up during the event, you can totally think of a way to handle them. For example, I know that I get a little bit shaky when I'm nervous, so I would rather drink out of a bottle than out of a glass so I don't spill it everywhere because I'm a mess. Or something I can imagine people are struggling with is when you're meeting a stranger or you get introduced to a stranger. Why don't you prepare a little short introduction of yourself or some questions, just some small talk, so you won't get nervous in the situation because you came prepared. On the topic of strangers, if you know that there will only be a very small group of people at the event that you actually know, why don't you ask them if they can keep an eye on you, maybe include you into conversations so you never feel left out and you don't have to stand there all by yourself, because as an anxious person, I know that's the worst feeling ever. So to sum this all up, I think you should just do everything you can to feel as prepared as possible. You also should make sure that you are leaving on time. For example, if you're driving there, just leave 5 or 10 minutes early, because what's the worst thing? You get there on time or maybe a little bit early, and then you could just stay in the car for a second and calm down once again. As someone who isn't that big of a fan of driving in general, I personally like to listen to a bit of calming music in the car, or as an alternative you could also listen to your favorite songs if it helps you to hear something familiar that you're normally comfortable with. However, this might not actually work because obviously you know all of the lyrics and your mind will just keep wandering on different things. So why not try to listen to something completely new to get your mind off of things? For example, this can be music that you wanted to listen to for ages, or it can be a podcast, which I really enjoy, or it can also be one of those calming apps. You can just go in your app store, type in calming app or anxiety, just something like that, and there will be plenty of options and you can try different ones out and find the one you like the best. Okay, so that's all on the topic of your journey to the event. As soon as you arrive, I would advise you maybe meet up with your best friend or just someone you know that's going, and you can calm down once again, maybe talk to them a little bit, and then go into the event together. Now, during the event, I feel like everyone will handle the situation differently, but the number one thing to remember is don't overthink. Remind yourself that everyone in the room is minding their own business and having their own problems, and nobody even notices that you get nervous. Also, make sure to excuse yourself if you feel like it. You can take a friend with you, catch some fresh air, maybe talk about the struggles you're going through in this moment, and you can also listen to some calming music. You can just breathe for a little bit and enjoy the silence, because I know that I always struggle with the loud music at those events. So I really like to just listen to nothing and to listen to my own breathing for a second. And the one thing I want to mention at this point is you are there to enjoy yourself, and if you don't, always remember it's totally fine if you want to leave. But you should still feel proud for actually going out and tackling your fear. And once again, if you didn't, that's totally fine as well, because you do you. Wow. That's a positive note to end the video on, right? Okay, I really hope that you might be able to try some of my little tricks, and if you did, let me know in the comments down below how it went. Obviously, not every trick will work for every person because mine's just work completely different, but hey, some things might be worth a try. And I also like trying new stuff, so if you have any tips or tricks that I haven't mentioned yet, definitely leave them down below so I can try them out and other people can also learn from it. Also, while down there you could give me a thumbs up so I know that you enjoy these kind of videos, and maybe I will do more of them. You could then also give me a cheeky little subscribe because I'm still new to the whole YouTube world, and I would really appreciate it. And you could also check out my other social medias. I'm always there, so if anyone wants to get in touch about anxiety or honestly about anything, just contact me. Anyway, let's wrap this up. I hope you could take something away from this video, and if you didn't, that's fine with me as well. Thank you for wasting your time with me today. Okay, bye! The next video will really be my Switzerland vlog. I wanted to upload this before the video you just watched, but because of anxiety and household stuff and work and all those kind of things, I didn't get around to edit it. It's gonna be up very soon. The footage looks amazing. Just enjoy this little snippet.